Hey, hi everybody. It's Denise with Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have the Destiny Forecast, the mini version for November 17th, which is today, right? Yes, it is. We're looking at the calendar right now. Yeah, I hope you guys are well. And today we're doing a mini spread because this is based on your birthday and your age. So whoever is born today or was born today, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know their age, right? So that's why I'm doing the mini spread. So what we're going to talk about today are the main cards: the birth card, the soul cards, what it's called, and then we have the planetary ruling cards. Now, these are based on astrology, you guys, and numerology. Yeah, they are. Because these destiny forecasts are based on 7 periods in the year, and each period is a 52-day period. Yeah, so 5 and 2 is 7, right? Yeah. Yes, it is. Last time I checked, and they might try to change that, but they can't change that, right? And so, yeah, these 7 periods are based on planetary energies. Yeah, they are. And the first period is the Mercury period. And we'll touch briefly on that because, once again, I don't know the person's age, right, that I'm reading for, who was born on November 17th. No, I'm not sure. But this is general about them, the birth card here and the planetary ruling cards. Now, the birth card can kind of be referred to as the sun sign, and these planetary ruling cards can be, it's possible you could see them as an ascendant or a rising sign. But, in astrology, there is a planetary ruler, and that is big time in your chart. So you add up all the elements, right? And in your chart, and you come up with either more Earth, the most Earth, and you come up with the planetary ruler. So mine is not Sagittarius. My sun sign is Sagittarius, but my planetary ruler is Capricorn, right? So this is why I may be seen, or all the energies or the qualities of a Capricorn, I may exude, or, right? Exactly. And, so you can call this your ascendant if you want, but I feel like this is true to the planetary ruler. So, anyway, let's get into this here. And today we'll talk about the auspicious years, the difficult years for anybody born on November 17th. Are we going to go over every year? No, because this is to, let you guys kind of get a taste of what these readings are about. They are on promotion for $50. So if you want to get one, go to my website. You can send me an email, click on the hyperlink, right? Because this is how they are being booked. You must send me an email first. Send me your age, and your age and your birth date, of course, and I will send you the payment link, and voila. And then I will send you your wonderful destiny forecast. Now, these forecasts are going to tell you all about yourself, and they're going to tell you also, especially with these 3 cards and the auspicious years as well. But they're also going to tell you what kind of energies are showing up in each planetary period in your life. So you start your birthday with Mercury period. This is about your intellect or intellectual pursuits. It could be new ideas. It could be sharing ideas. Mercury is the planet of communications and of the mind, the intellect, right? It can be about podcasting. I mean, if we want to say, what would be a Mercury job, right? And my rising sign is Mercury, and that's could be a lot. That could be a huge reason why I'm here, speaking on the microphone. So that's the first period, Mercury. It could be about hanging out with siblings, because Gemini is about siblings. Yeah, it's based on the planet, right? The second period is Venus. It's about sex and love. It's about art endeavors. It could be about beauty products, anything that has to do with beauty. It can be about all the good things in life, because that's really what Venus is about, with Taurus and Libra, right? And so, yeah, and then it can be, it can. And then the third period we have is Mars, and so Mars is, it can be about legal matters. It can be about a time where it might be a little easier to argue with people. It could be. It's in a time of also asserting yourself, because Mars is the planet of war, but it can be because of the Fool, basically, in the tarot. Now, these are not tarot readings, but there is The tarot is based on astrology. It is loosely. And also, of course, it is, and also numerology as well. So this is different, though. And this is, right? So then we get into after the Mars period, which is about like physical action. It can be, yeah, and asserting yourself. It could be about it could, depending on your cards, maybe your cards are challenging. It could be telling you slow down because Mars is a very fast energy and a very passionate energy. Yeah, and so this is why your cards in each period are helping you with your planetary periods or with your heads up. So if you see challenging cards, no, you don't get scared and go hide under the blankets. No, you don't. The covers, right? You just say, "Oh, I'm hip to that now," right? It's almost like a natal chart for the year, right? Like a predictive natal chart. So the next one, I believe, is Jupiter, and Jupiter is about your period of money and success and expansion. Yeah, it is. And then we go on with Uranus, Neptune. I think there's one more. I can't think. Saturn. Yeah. So when we're in Saturn, interesting. When we're in Saturn, we have more restrictions, of course, more rules, lessons to learn, things like that. But on the good side, it is a time when we learn a lot of discipline in our life. So with Saturn, sometimes within your years, we also have the destiny with the auspicious years. It shows you your 13 year path, right? So these are based on the 50. This is based on a yearly forecast, but we also have the planetary periods built into the 13 years. Now, these are built into 52 days in 1 year because it's a yearly forecast. But yeah, it's a it really can help you in your life, right? It can help you to make better choices. It really can. And so let's get started on this one. And this is for November 17th, right? And the birth card here, or the soul card, I like to call it the soul card. Yeah, I do, because, because I got a lot of soul, right? Yeah, and yeah, I was always into soul music when I was young in the 70s. And so that's all they played at the parties I went to, right? There wasn't any rock. At high school there was. That's because I used to right? I went to high school in another town because I didn't want to go to the hood high school, which is where I lived. Right? Yeah. But anyway, let's get into this. So we have the Three of Clubs as the soul card. Now, the Three of Clubs is about creativity. Yeah, let's have a look at the Three of Clubs. Worry and expression of ideas. Yeah, can be written or orally. Yeah. And so the Three of Clubs is a card of mental creativity, and that it is called the writer's card. Okay, so somebody who has this card, maybe they're writing a book. They could be, maybe they have a blog. On the other hand, it can be the card of worry, indecision, and mental stress. Yeah, it's interesting with the threes because I'm a Three of Hearts. And the threes, I believe, can always speak of indecision. Yeah, the Three of Hearts it can be indecision in love, right? Yeah, make up your mind, Denise, about what you want or who you want, right? And that's not really funny because it really it holds a lot of weight, or it's pretty true. On the other hand, right? Okay, whenever this card appears in your reading, you will have an opportunity to either get the benefits of heightened creativity of mind or suffer the liability of more stress and indecision. So this is really interesting because when we raise our consciousness and we become spiritual, right? And that is, you have to go through an awakening, right? And you don't have, yeah, you really have to, actually. Yes, you do. But the point about it is that there's always a duality to every card, right? So now we see, we see the opportunity, to create, right, with your mind, writing, books, blogs, I don't know, articles, or for others, or things like that, right? But whatever that is, when we see writing, we can always talk about speaking too, because it's a Gemini energy, basically, right? This is interesting because the Three of Clubs is really very much like the Three of Swords. I don't mean heartbreak and disappointment. Well, it could be, because this talks about worry, right? Yeah. But the clubs are swords for the most part in these readings. Yeah, they are. So let's see what else we have. The Three of Swords definitely could be worry. Yeah, it could be. It could be disappointment, heartbreak, heartache. It can go on, right? Now, it could talk about a third party, the Three of Swords. And, this card can talk about indecision, and it's a 3. So a third party, a lot of times, is indecision in love, isn't it? Or let me have as much as I can get, right? That type of thing. So now we have use this influence for writing, either personally or professionally. Express yourself to all you meet, and you will reap positive rewards. Yeah, this is about somebody who's creative. Yeah, and don't forget that. All right, don't get caught up in fear, and be your best self, right? And this is you can say, how do you do that? Well, you do it by aspiring to your higher consciousness, right? You can do it with meditation, affirmations, visualizations. This all moves you more toward the psychic realm and into your higher consciousness. So now we have the 7 of clubs, and these are the planetary rulers. They're both 7s. Now 7s are contemplation, and even in this. So now we have the 7 of swords and the 7 of wands, right? Every 7 in tarot, and the 7s here are contemplation as well. So let's look at the 7 of clubs and we'll talk about the auspicious years right after this one. And then, of course, all the planetary periods will be left out because I need your age. Yeah, okay. The reading, the destiny reading for the 20-year-olds will not be the same for the 21-year-old. No, it won't. You're exactly right. Okay, so the 7 of clubs as the planetary ruler, which has a lot of effect in your chart and your life. It does. Yes, the soul card has more weight, but this has a lot. So let's look at the 7 of clubs, and this is you will either be exposed to spiritual knowledge, which is knowledge that leads one back to the self, right? That's what spiritual knowledge is about. It's all about knowing yourself, right? It's all about knowing yourself. It's all about being in your higher self and knowing that your lower self is, it's for taking out the trash or, driving to your job, things like that, right? But, okay, so, which is knowledge that leads one back to the self, or you will be challenged to let go of mental attitudes and beliefs that are keeping you trapped. Okay, so here we have interesting over this card as the soul card. This is creativity, but in the lower mind, it's worry and indecision. So over here, now we have, this is interesting, dealing with our negativity. Yeah, it can be exposure to spirituality. Yeah. So with this card, if you were to get this card in your reading, you would know, right? Right? And if you're born on November 17th, you would know here that it's time for me to step into my higher self, to know myself really well. Yeah, and we do that by reading spiritual books, watching Gaia, etc., right? There's many ways to do this. Sometimes we get kicked in the ass and we go through the night of the soul and we wake up that way. But try not to wait for that, right? Because it's pretty ruthless, merciless. It is. So let's see what we have here. But it can wake you up to the highest. Like it can really, really wake you, right, and put you in a very high place, right? You just kind of have to suffer a little bit usually. Yeah, and so the lowest side of this card is negative thinking. The highest side is mental and spiritual revelation, expanded consciousness. How it manifests for you will depend upon your ability to elevate your thinking. This is all about your thoughts. Forget the negative thoughts. This is, if you ever go to any spiritual, Silva teaches you. I'm a Silva grad. Leave the negative thoughts behind because that's what you're going to manifest for yourself, right? Whatever you're talking about, focusing on, if it's negative, that's what you're going to get. Okay, so these are telling you here that this person here is creative, November 17th, but they need to leave the worry behind, and they need to raise their consciousness if they are really to manifest as creativity. They do, definitely. Yes, they do. Okay, I can imagine that somebody born on this day might become some type of spiritual healer, right? Or, well known in the spiritual world, and you may be helping other people, teaching other people. Now, the second The second card for the planetary ruler is, it's not as important as the Seven of Clubs, but this is the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Spades, excuse me, you guys, which is really a heart in the reverse, isn't it? That's how I see it. But here we have the sevens. Remember, the sevens are about contemplation. So the Seven of Spades, health and work problems. Okay, don't click off. Okay, it's okay, you guys, right? Learning, learning to practice, basically manifest, learning to practice your spirituality, learning to pay attention to, you don't want to manifest these things, right? The powerful, and you do this with your mind. The sevens are about your mind because it is contemplation. They are. The powerful Seven of Spades will challenge you to rise to higher levels of thinking. So all these cards are about that. So whoever this person is, about raising their consciousness, most people, most of the November 17th, November 17thers, right? People born on this day will raise their consciousness. They may be moved to do that in a very way where, gee, I don't want to worry anymore. I'm tired of this life. Or I don't want to go through the dark night again. You can go through the night of the soul a couple of times in your life. You can. But this is, again, will challenge you to rise to a higher levels of thinking, speaking, and acting. Its challenges will manifest mainly in the areas of work and health, areas where you are likely to be holding negative patterns that need to be changed. Okay, so this is why I'm an emotion code healer, because when we hold negative patterns, negative thought patterns, trauma, negative trapped emotions, which are negative patterns, when we hold that emotional baggage, we can manifest disease. Yeah, and we don't even necessarily have to manifest it where we are holding it or where it is made. It moves around the body. It's a ball of energy that needs to be released. Yeah, so if you guys want to get one of those, they really do help. So, I had one lady tell me, I feel so much lighter, and things of the past, they don't, negative past events, when they surface, they don't bother me as much. And that is the whole point of the emotion code. So if you don't want a destiny, you don't think you need one of these, then, get an emotion code session. They really do work. They work on animals. Yeah, I did my friend. She lives in Texas. She's a tarot friend. And, I met her here, right, on the platform. And, I did her dog. And her dog was a rescue dog that somebody dropped off in a little box in a very, on a winter day. I mean, I don't know how wintry it gets in Texas. But she said the dog was dropped off at the rescue place, and the dog was completely abandoned, and that the dog had all these issues, right? And he did. And so she did. Her name was Meg, because I went to go visit my friend out in Texas, and, her dog was always barking and like really kind of wanting attention and just kind of a pain. Yeah, always jumping and barking all the time. Like, just like upset. The dog was continually upset. So I did the emotion code on the dog, and she said the dog came back from the groomer because, we did this, I did it when I came back because that's when I was certified. And, she said the dog is so much more loving and calm. She doesn't bark all the time. And yeah, I'm like, wow. So, so excellent. So they do work. So let's see what else we have here, you guys. If you are willing, okay. And so its challenges will manifest mainly in the areas of work and health, areas where you are likely to be holding some negative patterns that need to be changed. Okay. If you are willing to take responsibility for your condition and practice positivity in spite of circumstances, this is what I mean about having positive thoughts. Even your affirmations, they may never have a negative spin, like, I'm not in fear anymore. No, you don't discuss fear. Yeah, you say, I have more courage to move forward, to move toward my life purpose. Everything, it's important to be saying these in the proper way, right? If you guys need help with that, it can also help you with that. We can do a mini coaching. Yeah. And so let's see what else it says here. Yeah, you can realize the powerful spiritual potential of this card and attain new heights in its highest form. This is the card of faith. So yeah, and this is very cool here. And it's interesting because I feel like my daughter got something similar. let's look at the auspicious years for the Three of Clubs, because that is the soul card here. Yeah. And the rebirth years are 45 and 90. So there's going to be some major rebirth. The fated years, or purpose finding years, ages 5. Wow. So, a lot of us find out what we want. I remember what I said that I wanted. I've pretty much done both. Yeah. And I'm moving into the second one as we speak. And so here we have auspicious purpose finding and fated years, age 5, 9, 13, 15, 16, 17. This would be great for somebody, 21, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Okay, 42, 40 through 42, 47, 50. I'm going to stop reading because, yeah. And so now we have the years of the blessed endings, years of difficult endings. I'm not going to read all those because this is a sample. We also have a pinnacle year, and we have years of wish fulfillment, right? We have, this is a trip. We also have the ascent to the pinnacle year, years of personal challenge, years of caution. Yeah, I can tell you that this stuff's spot on because I've looked at mine, of course, in depth. So the year of the wish fulfillment for November 17th can be age 6, 18, 42, 43, 51, 63, 87, 88, and 96. All right. I bet you your wish fulfillment for the age 96 is to keep living, right? Well, you go, God, power and light, you're a jerk, right? And so now we have the years of recognition, fame, and business success. That is there, and I'm not going to read those. And we have the years with good money cards. So 22, 19, 21, 22, 23, 28, 36. It goes on and on. 42, 52, 63. There's a lot of good years here. Yeah, there is. A lot in the 60s. Interesting here. A lot in the early 20s. A lot in the 20s. Yeah, it looks like mostly the 20s and the 60s. That's really interesting, right? And so the Three of Clubs is often can sometimes have a difficult childhood. Yeah. And they could also, this could help or assist them in this could develop into like a changeable personality in adulthood. In other words, they could be restless. It's possible. Travel is something they like. And they change professions a lot until they get the money that they really feel like they are worth. Yeah, and they are restless. Yeah, I feel like maybe all threes are restless. I feel like they are because it's possible. And at age 69, they have some type of crowning achievement. Yeah, and it goes on and on here. Yeah, it does. And so with November 17th, you guys, with your readings here, as a little bit more, we'll talk a little bit about what your periods. Now you have 7 52-day periods in your year. The first period is Mercury. Mercury is it's a time of ideas, right? You could have a lot of new ideas. You could be spending time with siblings. I mean, it's about the intellect, yeah, and so these things could be happening that are fast and transitory. That's with Mercury. You can talk about a lot of stuff, but this is general here. Venus talks about the home, the family, women, social occasions, love, sex, relationships, yeah, and the arts, beauty products, or things of beauty. It doesn't have to be a product. Performing and the public. So then we go into Mars. Mars can be legal matters. Yeah. It's going to depend on your cards whether or not Jupiter is always a really good. Jupiter is the next period. Jupiter brings out the most positive aspects in every card. Jupiter is a period of money and success. It is. And then we have the Saturn period. This could be, can bring out the most challenging aspects of any cards. So whoever's born on November 17th, it's really going to depend your reading on your cards, right? You always have these 3 cards. And then we have Uranus can bring changes, intuition, like heightened intuition, spirituality, innovation. Unexpected things can happen in Uranus, right? Based on Aquarian energy. Surprise endings are often positive in Uranus. And this is near the end of the destiny, the yearly forecast, or the end of their yearly forecast. because the next one is about Neptune. And Neptune can talk about work and health. Can talk about, sometimes it talks about a time of deception, but it can be a time of inspiration and spirituality and making dreams come true. It really can. So we're going to end this here. I'm just giving you guys a heads up on your own if you want to get one. Right now they're at $50, and they are really cool. They really are. Thank you so much for joining me here, you guys. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe.